Hey Google, volume down. Okay, so I've got this. Okay, Google, pause. Okay, so I've got this set up on the top of my monitor now. I'm just leaning up against my desk. You can probably see that. I don't have a preview because it says that preview's not available, and the settings are at 1080 with 60 frames per 60 frames per second, 60 frames anyway, and it's set to wide. I can't figure out how to get the video not to be wide. But anyway, we'll see. I'm gonna go back and play with it and see if I can change the so I can get a preview, and maybe it's making it 30 frames per second. So let's give that a go. Okay, so that's the key. It's 30 frames per second. We'll keep the preview going. So 60 frames per second, not so much. 30 frames, that's the lucky number. So I just wanted to, maybe I should Google that just to see how to do, in the GoPro Session 4, video, like field, what is it called? Is it called the field? What is it? Wide versus medium. Let's see if I can get that. Field of vision. Okay, so it is. So, how do I change that? You can find the field of vision under resolution. Okay. So, what is... Okay. Field of view, crops, blah blah blah. How does... No, I don't want to zoom. No, I want this for like the session 4, not the later versions. So anyway, I'll just go back to this, just testing this out. I've got the natural light coming in from the window, which is open. My desk lights are off, and I've set the ISO to max out at 400 rather than 1600, which is what it was. I would rather have something a little bit darker and not as grainy. So we're gonna just try that. I really want to start using this GoPro, again, the one that JJ gave me, which is this one, the Session 4, because I love it, and I thought it was a really awesome Christmas gift. But it was always so difficult with the trying to get the phone and taking so long to set things up, and it doesn't work in low light. So I'd like to use it. I'd like to use this other one to complement that, so I can have two videos going, like two cameras going at the same time. So we'll see, because this is still a good camera, and I just want to see how it goes. I want to just run this playback. All right, that's all I'm going to say for now, and I'm going to cut this. Okay. So I'm doing another test here. So I've got the Zoom mic on, and it's right here. So if there's any uncertainty over what's going on, that's the Zoom mic. It's probably in the shot. Yeah, it's in the shot, and it is set to XY. So because the audio kind of sucks on this camera. So that's one thing I do have to acknowledge. So anytime I'm using this camera, it's either just for B-roll, just for that kind of thing, but any audio has to be captured on this. So what I'm going to do is, my watch told me that I have 61 more steps to do this hour, which I think is not true. I've been up and down the stairs a few times. I think it only captures like the last half hour of the hour. Anyway, So I'm going to run upstairs and check on that, but I'm going to do another little test here, and I'm going to tell my desk to, I'm going to tell the Google machine to turn on my desk. And what I'm going to do is put my hand up to the camera just so I can mute that in the video format. So I'm going to say, turn on desk.
Okay, turning desk on.
Okay. So we're going to do a number of those tests that I did yesterday. So this is the Hero 4. Daylight, but kind of overcast. It's like midday in January, so the sun is kind of over there. So it's not anywhere near here. So I've turned on the desk lights, so the shelf and the desk. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to turn off the shelf light and just leave the light on. Turn off shelf. Okay, so that's just the desk lamp that's running now. And the audio, the mic is still going. So let's see, I'm not sure how this is going to work. The low light is actually set to on this video. So I'm going to check that and turn that off. Okay, so I have to stop the video to do that. Okay, this is weird. There was something on here that said low light, and I don't see it now. Video settings, maybe it disappears. There it does. It disappears when I switch it over to 60 frames per second. Okay, so I've turned off the low light, but now I'm going to lose my my preview. Okay, so this is all very interesting. I'm learning all sorts of stuff, and I'm glad I'm learning it when it doesn't matter. But I have to go and do 61 more steps. Because of this stupid bladder infection, I have to keep drinking the water. I don't know how much water I've had so far today. Actually, I don't know how much water I've had in the last 2 days, or 2.5 days. But it's a lot, I can assure you. Okay, so just as I was leaving, I turned off that really loud fan that's going on in the other room. Okay, so this setup might actually work for recording my piping if I just keep the camera up there and I can just angle it so that I can, just capture myself piping, because I use the Zoom mic anyway for that. So let's just go with that. I'm going to stop this and maybe I can download it and just see how it all shapes up. So now that I've turned off the low light, actually what I'm going to do is open up the blind again. So that's the blind open again. So again, I've lost my at 30 frames per second. No, at 60 frames per second, I've lost my preview. So I do have the desk light on at this point. Shelf lights are off, desk light is on, window is open with indirect sort of slightly overcast winter sky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the desk light and just see how that goes. Turn off desk light. It's thinking. Turn off desk.
Okay, turning desk off.
Okay, so that is just natural light. As I say, on a not really overcast, but a little bit overcast day, indirect light in the middle of January. Okay, so let's shut all this down and see how it goes. I'm going to turn off the zoom. In fact, actually, before I do that, I'm just going to pop it into this. Well, you know what? I don't even need to screw it in. I think I just need to sit it down. I was just trying to get it up just to see. But I know the Zoom mic has a little tripod that comes with it too. And I've got my box of GoPro goodies here. I've got the Joby Gorilla Pod as well. So but anyway, my Zoom mic is now on a stand, but I can't see how far into the shot it is because I don't have the preview. Anyway, but I don't know in terms of volume if this is better, if this is something that I should be doing. So that, for example, is higher up but farther back than it was. So we'll just see testing 1, 2, 3, and then I'll put it back here. Testing 1, 2, 3, but I'm pretty sure this is in the shot. All right, that's all for now. Actually, I'm looking at the shot now. It doesn't look... okay, so I'm just talking now, even though I don't have the preview, but I'm looking at the video, I'm looking at the preview when I'm not recording, and having the mic here actually doesn't look that bad. So if the audio is that much better, I might have to put the little muff on it, but if the audio was that much better, it's worth a try. I'm going to turn this off now, audio off. Okay, so this is an interesting development. Oops. I've turned off my mic. So this is an interesting development. I was just playing around. I thought, why is this giving me the option of changing the field of view? Like it looks like it's wanting to give me the option, but it's not. It's only giving me wide. So I turned off ProTune, and now the medium field of view is available. 5 megapixels medium FOV, rather than 8 megapixels wide. So I don't know. I don't know if this is something that's going to matter. I'm going to splice all of these videos together and just see how that all works out. I'm really keen to see this. So, and with the ProTune off, just looking at the preview that I'm seeing, it actually looks, I want to say the color looks a little bit better. Anyway, we'll see. So, that is what it looks like. Okay, so turning this off now. Okay, so I'm recording again. I'm just actually cleaning up my desk a little bit. Just trying to sort out all this GoPro stuff. Like, I got one of those deals from Amazon where you just get a whole bunch of stuff for like 30 bucks. So I've rejigged the case that came with it. And then there's stuff like all of these helmet mounts and stuff. But this 3M VHB double-sided tape is really kick-ass. So if I need this for anything, I gotta remember that I've got this little bag full of them. So, and then this is the wrist thing, the wrist mount, and then there's this weird mount that I don't know what it is. It's just like a piece of, you know, this netting webbing stuff that has a mount in it. It has a buckle at either end, but not the kind of buckle that you can clip into. It's weird. I don't know what it's for. Anyway, I will only look for things that I need, not try to figure out what to do with things that I don't need. So, this stuff is just going to go away. But I've made a rule, I made a decision, that I'm only going to keep my GoPro stuff in here. If it doesn't fit in here, it's just not going to happen. The exception is the handle, the power pack handle, which might not fit in here. And I will keep the... I've got 2 little bags, my little mountain equipment co-op bag, and then I've got a little black haze bag that I took on my England trip when I went back in 2007. And so if, you know, those will be my carry bags. And then there's my Zoom case. So this is the case that I use for my Zoom. So, yeah, like it came with this foam thing, the Amazon kit. Came with this foam thing, which is totally useless. These foam things don't represent anything in reality. In fact, that's it going into the garbage. But right now, I've just been working on getting it sort of cleaned up a little bit. That was just one of the mounts. So, I've repurposed some, an iPad mini box and an Apple TV box. And it holds stuff quite nicely. This is one of those times when I'm not sure if I want to pick up the GoPro and just like show it, but I think we're okay for now. So yeah, I'm just trying to clean everything up and keep it to a minimum. And like I say, these things are just going to go into a bag where I'm not going to even worry about them. There are a couple of mounts that I know I have. I don't want to say they're missing, but stuff has just gotten spread out a little bit. So if I just have my basic go-to GoPro bag, it'll be this one here, like I say, which I can show you. And anything else, I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, so I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to move the mic. I'm moving the mic a little bit closer, so I can see that it's not in the shot. So I don't know, again, if the audio is any better when I do that. I'm just going to try standing it up a little bit. So now it's just standing on a lifesaver box. And again, if the audio is better, this is good. This might be how I vlog. I'm being ridiculous because I don't vlog. But anyway, it's worth noting. So I'm just going to try a couple of things now that I've turned off the ProTune. So I'm just going to try those light tests again. Turn on desk. Turn on desk.
Okay, turning on desk.
Okay, so that is the desk turned on. So that's shelf lights, uplight, and blinds are open. So I'm going to turn off the shelf. Turn off shelf. Okay, so that's the shelf lights turned off. With the other camera, I liked this setting with the shelf lights off and the uplight on. So that was it's a good amount of light, and it's just all coming from this side. So let's give that a go and see if that works. I'm going to turn off the uplight. Turn off desk light. Okay, so that is just natural light coming in, filtered through the blind. Okay, so those are all the variables, and I am going to start packing this stuff up. I'm going to see how easy it is to pop out the memory card, or if I should try to plug it in. I'm not sure what the best bet is, but we'll see. I'm just gonna be playing with this. Okay, cut.